Okay, hi. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. It I'm actually making this on Wednesday, and right now it's really cold and really windy. So anyway, I hope you got home without getting too cold on Wednesday afternoon. So I've been working on the calendar, and this thing I wish you could not show, and there probably is a way to not show it, but whatever. I'll put it down there. Okay, working on the calendar here, and we are basically just going to be continuing with the grammar. At this point, it probably doesn't worry you too much. We're doing another ed puzzle today, which will be due tomorrow, which would be Friday. Okay, so let's start with our vocabulary word. Here we go. Our word of the day. I'm starting to give you Hamlet words. Our word of the day is felicity. Sorry, I just had a snack. This is COVID. There is some sore throat, but that's not what this is. This is because I had a snack. Felicity is happiness, especially in a very high degree, bliss. Okay. And so we talk about marital felicity as the state of marital happiness. You could answer felicitations. I got engaged. Felicitations, kind of like congratulations, like happiness. And the root is related to Felix. So if you know someone whose name is Felix, that means happy. So that's kind of a nice word. And let's do our stick figure here. I'm just going to scroll down from mellifluous, yesterday's word. And let's see what stick figure up to today that is making stick figure so happy. Perhaps stick figure is standing in a meadow of flowers. Here's some nice grass. Stick figure's feet look kind of big today. All right, and maybe some, pretty pink flowers. There we go. And maybe the sun is shining. See, on these cold winter days, it's nice to think about something in spring. All right. Okay, next up. And obviously you can pause to write as you need to. So I'll go back 1 second to the word in case you need to pause there and write the word down. There you go. But in real time here, I'm going to keep moving. All right. Continuing to keep things organized on Google Classroom. Just using period 8 as an example. So I'm posting each day the new ed puzzle at the top. As you're looking at this on Thursday, you'll see the Thursday ed puzzle there. I also posted the course packet in digital form. In case you're at home or you don't have your beautiful bright orange course packet, you can have access to the PDF version. Okay, so you're already in the course packet because of your vocabulary word. So let's now do a few more of those comma rules. So going back to page 9 in the packet. All right, I'm going to get myself back up here and make myself a little smaller. There we go. I don't have a dog handy. I was going to have you meet Cece today. Maybe I'll be able to get her in a little while. I could try. Cece! Cece! She's lying in front of a heating vent, so she doesn't want to move. Oh, here she comes. Hang on. Come here, Cece. Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi to the classes. This is Cece. Yes. Hi, Cece. Hi, Cece. She likes to be held like this and have her tummy rubbed. Don't you? Don't you? She's the littlest dog in the house, and she kind of bosses everybody around. Yes, you're a bossy girl. All right. Bye, Cece. All right. All right, let's look at these comma rules. Okay, so jumping right back in with comma rule number 6. So you should be on page 9 of your course packet after an introductory phrase. And I will tell you, this is a comma rule that is one of the ones I see The kind of comma I see most frequently omitted in student writing, and it's one of the easiest fixes. Because again, like I was saying in yesterday's video, you can hear it in your voice. Despite the rain, we'll have a picnic. There's that natural dip there. 3 weeks from today, we'll leave for St. Louis. To caramelize carrots properly, you must heat the pan to the correct temperature. Okay, now when you put one of these phrases at the end, there's no comma. We'll have a picnic despite the rain. Okay, but that introductory phrase, comma. Next, 7. See if I can pause. Okay, I don't think I can pause, and you're going to get to hear the dogs go crazy. So after an introductory or transitional conjunctive adverb, they make these funny noises when the phone rings. Oh wait, I can pause this. Hang on. Okay, crisis with the phone ringing has passed. However, this is a biggie, and we'll talk about semicolons in a couple of days. But after a semicolon, the word however is common. That's a common place for it. There's a comma after it. Furthermore, the plan is not practical. So you're going to see this with a lot of your transition words, additionally, comma, that kind of thing. We'll pause there. Okay, we're going to skip the next 3 because we would get really deep into some weeds when we haven't really, like we got to do some gardening before we do 8, 9, and 10. 11 is really straightforward. This is with quotations, dates, and adjective and addresses. So you're familiar with the comma after the signal phrase, right? He says, comma. Okay, some of you have used that more consistently than others. That is a rule when you have a signal phrase like that. Dates require a ridiculous number of commas. There has to be one after the date and the year, regardless of where it falls in the sentence. Same thing with addresses. Every element has a comma after. So 1172 Forest Ave, Oak Park, Illinois, USA, the world, the Milky Way. Like after every element of a location, you're going to have a comma. Okay. Beaucoup commas. All right. Now, try to pause so that when I make the ed puzzle, there's a place to put in the question. All right, let's go to actually do now a little bit of review on what we were talking about verbs before the final exam. And there's a method to my madness, as Hamlet might say, which is that I do want to be able to talk about these different kinds of clauses. But first, we just need to be really, really clear on what a clause really is. So we're going to. Okay, I hope this is working. I had to pause it and edit some stuff out because it got too messy and the dogs were barking even more. All right. So just a brief review here of what we talked about at the end of first semester before final exams. In English, all verbs have 5 basic forms. There's an infinitive. Hang on. To play, to do, to run, to sing. A present tense, a simple past tense, which in regular verbs is created by the ed. A past participle, which is used for like I have played, and a present participle, which has the ing. Some irregular verbs, like if you see in the regular verb, the past and the past participle look exactly the same. Yesterday I played, I have played, right? Same. With irregular verbs, it's different. Sing, sang, sung, singing. I sang the song. I have sung in this auditorium 5 times. We talked about how there are simple tenses like jump, jumped, will jump, and you use that auxiliary helping verb will for the future. We talked about progressive tenses made with the verb to be, is, was, will be, etc., and then the present participle. The dog is sleeping, was sleeping. We talked about perfect forms. I have visited, I had visited, I will have visited, right? Those use the past participle. And then it gets super fancy. You can go perfect progressive. I had been working, I will have been working, right? But the point is that all this is part of the verb. The whole thing, have been working, had been working. Okay, so now we're going to get into some new stuff. Here are just some interesting things about verbs. And again, this does matter in the big picture, being able to recognize a verb. For negatives, like I do not go, we use the helping verb do in English. For questions, we use a helping auxiliary verb do. Does he want to sing? Okay, for a lot of question forms. There are these really cool verbs called modal verbs. Can, will, may, might, should, could. Those show possibility. Those are interesting because they don't change, right? So think about it. I play, he plays. I can, he can. There's no change to the ending of the verb. Yeah. English is pretty cool. English has these pesky things called phrasal verbs, which we're going to be talking about more because substituting regular verbs for phrasal verbs is a sort of magic bullet for making writing stronger and more formal. So instead of saying you turned down the music, you could say you lowered the volume. Turn down can also mean decline. I turned down the offer. I declined the offer. There's all sorts of phrasal verbs. It's not just with turn. Okay? Lots and lots and lots of ones. We rang in the new year. Rang in is a phrasal verb, like welcoming, but with bells. There are compound verbs, and this matters from when we talk about comma rules, okay, which we'll be returning to pretty soon. I ran home and ate a snack. So let's practice. What is the complete verb here? My sister has broken a world record. How about here? Cece turned in her essay a day late. Lulu, that's our 3-year-old neighbor. She's so cute. And they really do have a chihuahua. Lulu is holding her chihuahua. Bodie, that's actually the name of the chihuahua, although I know people named Bodie also. So anyway, Bodie can dance the rumba very well. What's the complete verb there? Maisie has been taking tuba lessons. Then there are verbs that just are so small and innocuous that you barely notice them, but they're still verbs. And these are stative verbs, and No Redning calls them linking verbs. Be, have, do. So I am happy. Am, even though it's not an activity, it's describing a state, is a verb. He has a kitten. It's like possessing, but he's not actually doing something, but has is still a verb there. They do homework. That's a verb. So what's the verb here? Rosie is sweet. Rosie was my kitten that I got when I was 5, and she was the one who was killed by a raccoon, which is why I have a little thing about raccoons. Frankie and Cece are very noisy. I think you heard an example of that a little while ago. My pet tiger has very sharp claws. What is the verb? Remember, very is an adverb. That's an intensifier. It makes it stronger. Not just sharp, very sharp, but that's not a verb. My son does the dishes every night. Zero in, just the verb. Okay, that is where we're going to end with that. So keep my annotations. So you've done the Ed puzzle, right? You've been doing it as we've gone along. Make sure you submit, please, not just the Ed puzzle on Ed puzzle, but also in Google Classroom. I hope the sound worked better on this video than on yesterday's video. And I think that's it. I hope you have a really good day. Tune in for more tomorrow.